So it's December 31st, 2024, meaning it's the last day of the year. And I would say this year was pretty memorable, and most importantly, it was an important year because this was also the year that I started my entrepreneurship journey and, wanting to become an entrepreneur. This year was when I found that out. Started off the year with just seeing some videos on TikTok of side hustles, and I started off by doing things like SaaS, and then I got into SMMA, did cold calls, learned a bunch of sales, which led me to obviously now doing fitness coaching, which is what I found out to be for me the most. Heading into 2025, I really hope it'll be a big year. At least a year where I'll be doing better financially in 2025, that I'll be able to grow my fitness business, help as many people as I can, and I want to at least be making 5K per month within this year. But obviously, just making a goal revolving around a number of money is pretty stupid. I'm more focused on being able to help people with their fitness journey in my fitness coaching business, which is why I started it in the first place. Okay, fitness is my passion, and I mean, the reason why I do what I do is because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be at the place or a certain point of my niche, my target customer, and the people who I want to help with my business. I've went through the transformation, okay? Now I want to help people do the same, because to me, that was some of the most fulfilling things that I've done, transforming your body, getting jacked, and getting into the best shape of your life. And now I want to help people do the same. But obviously that's the selfless reason. And I guess my selfish reasoning is that I also want to be able to run my own business from anywhere and, have the time and financial freedom and location freedom by doing something that I'm passionate in, right? And one thing that I've really learned this year is that making a financial state your end goal and, making money your main motivation as to what you do isn't gonna last very long. And it isn't really gonna help you with your business and with your purpose, because, materialism will only be able to get you to a certain point, right? You gotta have something deeper and something that is further than yourself as your motivator, right? At least as your main motivator. If you're starting a business just for the sake of wanting to make money, I hate to break it to you, but that business is most likely gonna fail. You have to be able to think about serving others. That's something that I really learned this year so far within my, journey of trying to become an entrepreneur. The main reason as to why you're not happy, or the reason why you're not where you want to be at, is because you don't have a clear vision of your future. I'm currently 17 years old, and there are kids out there my age making more money than my damn parents. And just for context, I don't even come from a poor family. My parents are pretty well off. And the fact that there's people out there who are my age and sometimes even younger than me doing things like that, most people might think, oh, they got lucky, they had this circumstances, this and that, and my circumstances are like this and that. That's what most people's mindset look like. But dude, fuck that. I don't care how much luckier someone got, how much more opportunities they were presented with. The fact that they're able to do such thing at the same age as me, when a lot of time, they're not much more special than me, it kind of pisses me off, because why do they deserve it but I don't? when they're not more special than me, they're not more jacked than me. I've seen very successful fitness coaches who aren't even as jacked as me, and I'm trying to say that in the most humbling way possible. But my point is, when there's people out there who are no more than me in terms of skill and their ability, why can't I do the same? I feel like that could be the same way for everyone watching this right now, is that instead of, when you see someone in a better position than you, and sure, they might have gotten a better circumstances, and whatever the fuck happened to them might have been more fortunate than you, but maybe instead of looking as them as lucky, and when you come back and look at your situation and it makes you want to blame everything else around you, how about you take that instead as motivation and start blaming yourself, start taking accountability, and just doing that switch in your mindset, because that's gonna take you further than just sitting there and complaining. The way you could set a clear vision comes down to how bad you even want it, what is fueling you, and if you've even ever just sat down, just without looking at your phone, just staring into blankness and thought about it, and just picture your future and creating a clear image of what you want your future to look like. Once you actually start having those clear visions and understanding truly what you want in the future and what you want out of life and what you want your end goal to look like, that's when you're gonna stop making excuses, you're gonna stop procrastinating, and you're gonna actually start taking actions. And by then, it would be easy to do that. If you have a target where it's something that you truly, truly want, and it's not just something that you saw some guru on the internet who told you you should want this, and you have a goal that is truly yours, right? It's gonna be easy to not, make excuses, to not procrastinate, to prioritize it. It's gonna be easy to do that. When I was skinny, when I was out of shape, I had such a clear vision of me being in shape and being jacked and just being in the shape that I want to be, all right? I had such a clear vision in my head that nothing could break it apart from me. I was telling people around me how I want to look like. People were asking me, when I was just a skinny kid, in the gym, they were asking me, oh, how far you want to take this, if you even want to end up having big muscles. And I've said yes every time firmly, right? And nothing else could break that mindset for me. Nothing else could break the thought of me being jacked and, having an aesthetic physique, because that's what I wanted. And why? Because I had a certain thing that was fueling me, and that certain thing was the fact that I was insecure and the fact that I've been skinny my whole life. I've always been one of the smaller kid, one of the shorter kid, not that has to do anything with muscles, but my point is I was always one of the smaller kid. I was always one of the weaker kid, and it just made me feel looked down upon. And the thing is, because that's been happening my whole life, over time it's stacked up unconsciously. It then translated to my subconscious decision to wanting to make getting jacked my goal, right? At such a young age. I started working out when I was 14, guys. And so the reason why you still finding it hard to not work hard and take action and keep on procrastinating and making excuses is because you simply don't have a vision that is clear enough. And what I would recommend you do is, it's not just about the goal that you have right now. Sometimes for some people, the goal that they have currently isn't even the actual goal that they want to have. Okay, so first off, I want you to think if the goal that you have right now is even something that you want. Because guys, remember, you only have one life. You are only born once, and nothing in this life is more guaranteed than death, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, is the goal that you have right now, the thing that you're working towards, the thing that you're studying and you're losing sleep for every night, is that thing something that you truly want? Is that thing something worth doing all of that for and working hard for? Now I want you to think, what do you truly actually want? Okay? What you want, not what someone else tells you you should want, not what your parents think you should want, not what some online guru tells you what you should want, what you truly want. Now, once you have that clear picture in mind that is so desirable for you, then you will stop dodging it by distracting yourself, because then now you would want it bad enough. All right, that picture that you created in your head, that delusion, is so crystal clear that nothing else matters as much. That was for me when it comes to getting jacked, all right, and fitness. And you'll finally put that thing first. You'll finally put that above everything. Again, when I was skinny, or when I was skinny fat, I envisioned myself being jacked, and it was so crystal clear. It became so crystal clear to the point where I became obsessed with it ever since, for years upon years. The truth is, that clear vision in your mind, it has to stay with you unconsciously. I was making the decision to change my lifestyle and do things that revolved around this goal subconsciously, right? That's how a clear vision works. I knew where I wanted to be and what I wanted to look like, and nothing was gonna change it, because like I said, what fueled me was insecurities, okay? It was negative emotions, simply as that. And I could keep going on and on about how, you know, negative fuel and negative emotions is the best fuel that can drive you towards your goal, but that would have to be for another video, and honestly, it'll make this video too long. But obsession will always be talent. It doesn't matter if someone else has better genetics than you, okay? If you want to be huge, if you want to become a bodybuilder, if you want to become a powerlifter, it doesn't matter if someone else have better genetics than you, okay? And yes, I would be lying if genetics doesn't play a huge contribution as to what you look like and what your physique look like. But at the end of the day, it's always you against you. You can be the only person who tells yourself that genetics matter and let that bring you down, okay? At the end of the day, guys, obsession, if you're someone who is obsessed with finding that opportunity, if you're someone who's obsessed with getting to a certain place and achieving a certain goal, okay, you will always beat talent. Why? Because every time that opportunity presents to you, you would be able to snatch it without a thought, compared to someone who is purely talent and purely dependent on their talent. Someone who's not obsessed, when that opportunity presents themselves to them, they're gonna have to think about it, right? And that's the difference of it. It doesn't matter if someone was born with richer parents. It doesn't matter if someone grew up with more education and more knowledge. And guys, opportunity doesn't wait for you. It will go to the next person if it chooses to. And it comes around every once in a while, and everyone is fighting for it. It's simply a game of first come, first serve, okay? That's how opportunities work. And when you're obsessed, when you're able to take it immediately and snatch it from your competitor's hands without a first thought, you would be the first to get it, obviously, right? You would be the first to take that opportunity once it presents itself to you. The fact that nowadays you only living once is a reasoning to go out partying every day, quote unquote having fun, and wasting your life on things that don't matter just seems ridiculous to me. You only living once is the exact reason you should be working towards your goal every single fucking day. And when you have a clear vision, it is simply what separates the unsuccessful to the successful. Not only it's what separates the unsuccessful to the successful, it separates the doers from the talkers, because the doer takes action, doesn't spend his time on things that don't matter, because the doer only take actions because he want to achieve it more than anyone. Okay, and the talker can only just talk. He can only express his opinion that doesn't matter, and that's why he stays a talker his whole life. And you don't want to be a talker. Okay, you want to be like the doer. You want to be the doer, because the doer, also known as the one with the clear vision, knows exactly what path he's going down and why he do what he does. And a clear vision will always be there for him during times where most people quit. That is exactly why they win, and the talker never does. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it motivating, and found it valuable. I also hope you guys enjoy the view behind me. And as always, if you are a man who is skinny or fat and you want to change that, book a call with me below and apply for my one-on-one coaching, and I'll see if I can help you and if you are a fit for the program. See you in the next video.